What's up guys, Travis Bogart here at Above the Rest Training Systems in Cheyenne, Wyoming, bringing you another exercise library video. This time we're going to be talking about the Deficit Hybrid Deadlift. This is an exercise that I like to prescribe for strongmen specifically because it tends to simulate the exact positions that we're going to be getting into as we go to pick implements off the floor. Before we dive in, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that you don't miss anything coming out of Above the Rest Training Systems. We're all familiar with the conventional deadlift stance and we're familiar with the sumo deadlift stance. The hybrid is a stance that falls somewhere in between. What we're going to wind up doing is lining up for the hybrid deadlift stance with our feet narrower than a sumo but wider than a conventional so that we can get our hands in between our feet, but our feet aren't so wide that they excessively limit the range of motion of the lift. For my strongman out there, I highly encourage you to walk up to a stone or to a sandbag and actually assess where your feet typically line up, and then take that particular stance width, walk up to the deadlift bar, and use that as you perform the deficit hybrid stance deadlift. The reason that I really like the deficit is, again, because it gets us a little bit more specific. The stones are never hovering above the ground for us. The sandbags are never hovering above the ground for us. When we go to pick up our implements, we have to pick them straight up off the flat ground. Performing deadlifts from a deficit increases the height of our feet relative to the bar and gets us closer to that highly specific pick height. When you go to perform this movement, you want to perform it like you would any other deadlift. Line up your feet on the bar, root into your position, set a brace, fall back into the lift, squat the bar to the knees, and then wedge the hips through to complete the movement. For this particular exercise, I really like to use clusters. I'll string together 2 to 3 repetitions in a cluster with 15 to 20 seconds between clusters for a total of 6 to 12 repetitions in a set. This is an exercise that we're using far out from a contest instead of using highly specific modalities like the sandbag or the stones. I like clusters because it teaches us to maintain the tension from rep to rep, getting a really good eccentric in so we get that motor learning secured. But at the same time, it does force us to reset every 2 to 3 repetitions, which is a lot more specific to loading implements, which don't have an eccentric in any kind of a realistic scenario. The most common height that I'm gonna prescribe for the deficit hybrid deadlift is gonna be in the ballpark of 3 to 5 inches. You can go so far as to prescribe something closer to like a Ukrainian deadlift, where the barbell's basically sitting on top of the toes at the start of the lift. If you do, I highly recommend sticking with a stiff leg or an RDL variation of the movement because it should transfer a lot more to stone lifting and sandbag lifting, the things that actually matter to us as strongmen. Guys, if you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. We're gonna be flushing out our exercise library with exercises just like this designed just for you strongmen. You won't wanna miss anything coming out of Above the Rest Training Systems. We'll catch you in the next video.